It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Today, we're going to be getting into New Music Friday, okay? There's a lot of releases, a lot of new music that's out today. I don't know why everybody chose April 5th. I guess because Beyonce made niggas tuck their summer in. I'm going to assume it's that. You know, we had the big story, which is J. Cole. He dropped his new project, Might Delete Later. We get into that and his response to Kendrick Lamar. If you want to check that out, you can go to that video that's already done. We won't really be addressing that here because there's so much other shit to get to. But again, if you want to get my response to what's going on between them, check that out. We went live earlier. It was a crazy live. Get into it, all right? Now, we're going to get into Glorilla's new project, Everything, Everything. Of course, her feature with Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to get into Bryson Tiller's new self-titled album. And we're going to get into Doja Cat's new project, Scarlet 2, Claude Frollo. We're going to start with Glorilla and Megan, and then we're going to work our ways to everyone else. Before we actually get started, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my folks. You know, we got to do it because it's necessary. So, off rip, I want to give a big shout out to Miss JD, to Mia, and Venus. Y'all came through with super chats during the live earlier today, so you know we got to play Lotto in your honor. So let's get to it. Minada. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Say, ooh, ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Well, I say throw it in my wallet. Minada came up out there. Hey. Got fresh like I just hit the lotto. They say money can't fix all your. Whoa. Well, I say throw it in my wallet. Yes, indeed. Once again, big shout out to JD, Tamia, and Miss Venus for the super chats in the first live. I greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all my super insider. Shout out to the Cash App crew folks that look out. Now, let's get into this new Glorilla. All right. Now, of course, she's got the new project mixtape. She's calling it Everything, Everything. I like this project. I like the direction that Glow is going in. You know what I'm saying? She kept it real Memphis. She kept it real hardcore, real aggressive. She gave us 3-6 Mafia vibes. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that she wasn't reaching for nothing outside of her scope, that she wasn't trying to do no pop, no New York drill, no Jersey club, no goddamn, you know what I'm saying? No house music. Like, she's doing what is good for her in this moment, which is turn up, hard beats, and talk your shit. I like that a lot. We're going to start with the Megan Thee Stallion collaboration on Wannabe. This definitely set the tone. Yeah. Now, on this song, of course, we know that they sample Soulja Boy. You know what I mean? Soulja Boy, tell him. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard the Pretty Boy Swag sample on there, I was a little bit taken aback. I'm like, why? Why are we sampling that? Why? It's too close to, you know, the era that I didn't really like about hip hop. So it was like, damn, we bringing that back. This right here is my swag. It's all good, but you know, the song, what they did, they got on that bitch and rapped. They didn't just play around with it, get out the way. Nah, they ain't do none of that shit. They got on that bit and spit. So I did appreciate that. I ended up liking the record by the time it was over, but I will say I was very apprehensive in the beginning. Let's get to the lyrics on this one. She said, he in love with Glow. Never got the cookie, but my name tatted. Killer where? Don't know who he killed. I heard that man ratted. Damn. You ain't no killer, nigga. Quit lying. Never full. When it's time to eat, I be his main platter. We already know what that means. We ain't got to get into it. You munch. NYC, New York Fashion Week, Tommy Hill jacket. That's cool. Tommy Hill figure ain't really the taste today, but hey, Glow being herself, you know what I'm saying? That's her shit. She said, tell these hoes to stay dangerous, cause now one of they niggas safe. My niggas say he faithful. I still got a few hoes just in case. Now, Glow, we saw you on Shannon Sharp Club, Shay Shay talking about you don't trust no nigga. You know what I'm saying? You think everybody out to get you, dishonest, cheating, all that shit, man. You're gonna have to you have to grow past that in order to find somebody that's really for you. But I understand now it's even worse because you in the spotlight, you don't know what to do the intentions could be. Say he faithful. I still got a few hoes just in case. She say, I can't lie. I used to simp so hard, but then my old ways. So she been through it. It's 365 days in a year. Come play with me. None of them days. Freak. What'd he say? What she say? Fucking ass freaking nigga. Don't even wear no condom. Don't know how to treat a lady. I ought to smack your mama. What the hell? Talk about some fucking ass freaky nigga. Don't even wear no condoms. Jesus. Damn. Yeah, that ain't for you, Glow. That one ain't for you. You might want to smack him and his mama. Don't know how to treat a lady? I ought to smack your mama. Pussy wet, good ass neck. So I talk how I wanna. Save a nigga who, bitch? Do I look like Superwoman? On the gang. She snapping though, based on the concept of the song, how they get into it. She snapping. This ain't no lyrical miracle for all y'all motherfuckers out there to be looking for that. This ain't that. You don't come to Glorilla for that. You know, he don't want to be saved. Don't save him. That is not my nigga. Don't claim him. About 20 missed calls. He faded. White boy wasted. Channing Tatum. He don't want to be kept. Don't keep him. He don't want the baby. Then bitch, don't keep it. She talked about that as well on Club Shay Shay. She say she got a membership with Planned Parenthood. Goddamn. I don't get left. I'm a leaver. Real hot girl shit. Hoes love me like Justin Bieber. Then we get Megan coming in. She say I'm the BADDEST. Same hoes hating used to want to be besties. Who you talking about? Who used to want to be the bestie? We seen you around a few. I don't know. Are you taking shots? EST, same hoes hating, used to want to be besties. You could get your wig turned like Effie. Sheesh. I don't need insurance because a bitch can't wreck me. Ready. Whole night I'm coming like Freddy. I'm mother and you know my trick is your daddy. Clock that T, bitch, catch it. You look like a discount me on Etsy. Damn. So you are the handmade craft version of me. I'm the original. You the carbon copy that they just sending out on Etsy. I'm showing, I'm the female titan. I'm stepping on bitches. I'm showing my titties. I tore up the city. A PIMP. I be hoeing these niggas. So she on her pimp shit. He run back to me cause you born a nigga. Fuck is a layover. I ain't waiting. I get the bag, then I change destination. These niggas be crazy. I don't blame them. I'm a dog too. I don't want to change them. So clearly on this record, they talking about not claiming these niggas. They spending time with them. They getting down with them. You know what I'm saying? They making a couple rounds with them. But they're not staying. They not to be kept. And they don't want them to go outside of that no way. Right? You don't want to be saved, don't save them. So female player shit, female pimp shit. You know, based on the way that they rode the beat, the way that they had the chemistry on the song and the video, this was like a house party type vibe. You know, they were having a great ass time. Ratchet turn up shit. I fuck with it. It's one of my favorite songs off the project, even though I would have loved to hear this without the Pretty Boy Swag sample. I'm just being honest. Now, getting into actual project and, you know, the whole entire scope of what Glow was doing. I do want to talk about that, right? Because I mentioned a little bit before. Again, I feel like this is the project that Glorilla needed, especially as a Memphis artist. She kept it very Memphis, as stated before. Gave me vibes of 3-6 Mafia, Hypnotized Minds, Gangsta Boo, La Chat. You know what I mean? Southern female on them hard Memphis beats. I like it. Again, she didn't step out her comfort zone. She kept it in her space. I think those Memphis beats and just her popping her shit is her strong point. She's definitely improved as a rapper. I said it before. It sounds like we can hear her a lot more clearly. When she linked up with Yo Gotti, the first thing she did was get them teeth. You know what I mean? And it was a little bit hard to understand what she was saying because it just sounded like she was talking with her teeth on the gang. You know what I mean? So it seems like she's gotten used to her shit. She might have got them bitches trimmed down a little bit. We never know. So whatever it is, she sounds a lot more clear, a lot more confident, a lot more concise in the studio. For the hippity hop niggas, you know, she may not be the best lyricist or even a pop artist, a pop sensation. She may not go big like that. So I don't want nobody to like try to overstate the direction that Glow is supposed to be going in. I think she's in a good trajectory right now. She's gonna keep growing. But I think based on what she's great at is just making hood, ratchet, club anthems, beat your ass music. Like that's what 3 6 did. That's what Lil Jon and the East Side Boys did. And eventually they stopped. But there's a mantle that they could keep running with. Look at Duke Deuce. He's out here doing that from his perspective. I like Deuce a lot. Um, you know, but I feel like she's stepping into becoming who I expected her to be, which in the beginning I wasn't sure, but I see it even more clearly now. Glow is like the female Yo Gotti, like straight up and down, no two ways about it, right? And she just has to step into that, be okay with that. You know, she's gonna get hit records, she's gonna get invited on tour, she's gonna do her thing, she's gonna make money. But do I see her going Cardi B big, Nicki Minaj big? Nah, not really. I think she's, you know, yeah. But I think her voice in hip hop is welcome for sure. And what she does is needed, especially that's why people are gravitating to her. Right? So in my assessment of her and comparison to Yo Gotti, I say Gotti's super successful. He's multi-platinum. He's a multi-millionaire. He's repped by Roc Nation. And he excelled and got to this point just by doing street music, right? He's not trying to become Jay-Z. He's not trying to become Rick Ross. He's not trying to become Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake. He does what he does to the greatest of his ability. He's from that Jeezy era, that T.I. era, but he ain't trying to be them neither. He's from the Gucci era. He don't try that. He's Gotti, right? He's had a lot of longevity. He originally started dropping music way back in the 90s before a lot of us even knew he existed. He didn't pop off until the 2000s, so he already had damn near 10 years in the game when we first started seeing him around. I saw him a little earlier because he was out here passing out music in Atlanta, and I actually met his street team and stuff like that early when I was in high school. But he became like a really legit force in hip hop in the 2010s, like 2013. By the time he did that, what was that? Reg it out, all that shit. Like that was when he really reached a peak. So I could see her having that same type of trajectory, just that longevity, having a, you know, slow and steady wins the race. I'm not trying to be nobody else but myself. You know what I mean? And I don't see her trying to like drop like back to back to back to back. That's how the baby fucked himself up out of his position. It wasn't just the fact that he was doing the same shit. It's the fact that he came back to back to back to back with like 3 or 4 projects in a 2 year period to where people got tired of his same flow, same whatever, same cadence because it was too much too fast. If he would have staggered his releases, allowed himself to grow, allow his image to get out there, do the collabs, stay out of trouble, stop being a fucking dickhead, all of those different things, he would have had a lot of favor today. Had he not did that bullshit he did at Rolling Loud, things could be totally different for him. So as long as she just keeps doing what she does and time it out correctly, she's gonna be just fine. So on the project, of course, I like Yeah Glow. That was the first record that was released. It's the first record on the project. I like it a lot. She's got that song All Dare on there, which is basically just a twerk anthem. I like it. I like the direction. On op shit, she's talking about dating a nigga that's from the other side. Allegedly that her cousin ended up killing his brother. This is something that must have happened, you know, before they knew who they were. So they out here canoodling, getting it in and whatnot, spending time together. But in the back of her mind, she has to stay very cautious about how she moves with dude, right? They're not being seen in too many public places. The only time they really link up is when she go to his side of town where it's a lot safer, where, you know, people ain't really recognizing her like that and ain't nobody looking for him type shit. Trying to keep it safe. They can't, you know, she talked about seeing him in the club and shit. She don't even wave. She just keep it player like he don't even exist because you can't acknowledge that you know him because he the ops. He from the other side. He the enemy. I also enjoyed the fact that she took the time out to write this song, so she's pushing her pen. She's trying out concepts. A lot of trap artists, a lot of southern artists, a lot of people that do certain types of music, especially like party music or, just hyped up shit, don't take the time out to really craft stories and try to push their pen to be a little more creative. So I like that she took that leap. She's got a song on there called I, which is not one of my favorites, I'll be honest. Excuse me. But this is a song where she joins the campaign for Cardi and Nicki Minaj to go ahead and extend the olive branch, bury the hatchet, get together on a song, and go break records. It's interesting she said it in the song because I just said the same thing a few days ago. I'm like, hey, y'all could be sworn enemies to the end of time. That's on y'all. Do what you want. Y'all are so similar in the way that y'all present yourselves in this beef. Y'all might be besties one day. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could just put y'all differences to the side, have a transparent conversation, no extras, no flunkies, no management, no nothing, just woman to woman, y'all probably are way more alike than not, and y'all would probably make hell of a lot more money coming together on the heels of a beef. We may never see it, but at least me and Glow, we we see each other on that. Um, the song Bad Bit For You is a tough song. Gives me Lil John Crunk Juice vibes, you know what I'm saying? While still having that signature Memphis style. You hear the guitar licks and stuff. I like that the guitars is coming back in the hip hop with this, with Hiss. I mean, not with Hiss, but with Cobra. Um, Even down to like other niggas shit that's out there. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Again, it gives me that Crunk Juice vibe. Um, in that mode. That's another one that I liked. I like that she makes good hood motivation music, not thug motivation, but hood motivation. You know what I mean? In the verses, she's popping off and popping her shit, but on the hooks, it's like it's more hyped. In that mode, I could definitely see it being used at like sporting events or even getting synced in like TV and film just off the energy. And I'm in that mode. I'm in that mode. Like, yeah, that could work. Um, I'd also be interested to see if Glorilla ends up having songs in the upcoming season of P Valley. I don't know when that show is set to return, but I think she definitely has some songs off this album that will fit right in on that series. So we'll see if it happens, especially since she is from Memphis, which is what the show is kind of based. Well, no, that's Mississippi, but close enough. You feel me? So that's my assessment of Glorilla's Everything project. It's not nothing to cancel Christmas about, but I think for the anthology and her career, I think that this is the stepping stone that's going to help her propel. Of course, she's going on tour with Megan. They doing their thing, hot girl summer shit, having a great time. I hope they enjoy it, and I hope that she continues to glow up. You know what I mean? All pun intended on that. Next up, we have Bryson Tiller with Self-Titled. Um, and before we get into this self-titled album, I want to read some quotes from Bryson Tiller because he spoke to Billboard about the album and about where he's at in his career. And I just want y'all to hear a few things that he has to say. So they say, you said this is the happiest you've been in terms of releasing an album. With that type of happiness, was that why you also chose to title your album your name because you're at peace with yourself? He says there's a couple reasons I wanted to name it Bryson Tiller, my name. One of the reasons was because people put me in a box for so long. They want me to stick to this one thing I did in 2015, which was trap soul, rapping, singing, and blended it in to make it one thing. Keep doing this and everything will win. Even people around me that I'm cool with, yeah, bro, just stick to what you know. I'm like, no, I'm an artist. I feel like I'm capable of so many different things. People don't know that I'm a better rapper than when I made trap soul. I don't want to say I'm a better singer, but I dumbed down my vocals for trap soul. People just don't know what I'm capable of as a singer. Furthermore, he says everything is intentional with this album. For example, somebody would hear Whatever She Wants and hear the way I'm rapping like, oh, so simple. He wants to be a rapper so bad. But they don't know that I would bar the fuck up on a Slum Village beat and go crazy. It was intentional for me to make a simple song like that. They might hear a song like Don't and hear how simple the melodies are. I'm not really singing. I'm singing, but I ain't singing. Like, oh, this is as good as he can sing. He says, I have songs that will probably blow you away with how good I'm singing. Everything's intentional with me. If I choose not to do something or if I'm doing something, it's not because I can't. It's because this is what I want to do. Moving forward, he also states the other reason I named it Bryson Tiller is because I felt like this is just a great time for me to show people myself and be myself, show people who I am and do things that are me. I love sci-fi movies, which is the inspiration behind the cover. That's the inspiration behind his whole rollout. As a matter of fact, the whole tech and the AI and all of this, robot stuff he got going on. I love video games. I'm a nerd. I've always been one and want to embrace that as much as I can this year. Embrace everything that's me, regardless if people like it or not. I've never been cool before, and I don't know, man. I'm just happy with who I am because I think that's cool. So, as you can tell here, he's coming into his own, embracing his quirks, embracing, maybe some of his blurredness. If you don't know about the blurs, the black nerds or whatever, the folks that are into the anime, the video games, go to the conventions and maybe cosplay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe got some Gundams and different figurines in their room or in their man cave, whatever it may be, like just being cool with the fact that, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm into. Just because you might see me in a certain light because I'm an artist, or just because you might look at me and think I'm attractive, or you like the way I sing, it doesn't mean that I'm just boxed into just like chasing hoes all day, or you know what I'm saying? So I like that he's embracing that. I think more people should. Just being human, right? So getting into the album from there, he also is in some controversy. I have to point that out because I think it's very important. He's in some controversy with Off the Radar, which is a freestyle series. I'm sure some of y'all have seen or heard at least one Off the Radar freestyle, which is when the artists go up to the mic or whatever, and it's that green hue that's in the background with the lights and everything. Everything is always green. I'm sure y'all have seen it. But he put out his own version of an Off the Radar freestyle, but it wasn't a sanctioned Off the Radar freestyle. It just looked like it. It was in the same studio, but they came out and said, hey, we had nothing to do with that, so please don't call it an Off the Radar freestyle. You know what I'm saying? We don't know him like that. He didn't come to us for this, so leave him be. Don't associate him with us in no type of way. That's basically what they were saying in a nutshell. It's not no big, huge controversy, but I did notice it, and I did see that some people were clowning him. Some people say he deserved to be called out for that. I get it. I get that he went to the same studio and kind of jacked their whole aesthetic and look and everything, but I don't think it's like a super major infraction. But I think he also was pulling a page out of 21 Savage and Drake's book with Her Loss. Remember they did those mock-up magazine covers with them on like Rolling Stone and Vogue and different magazines and shit. I think they also did their version of like 106 in Park or some shit like that. And they were just parodying a lot of other stuff that was out. They ended up getting like cease and desist letters saying they had to take the stuff down. But that was one of their ways of rolling out the album to get people talking, because I don't think they invested a lot into it. Anyway, going into the album, let's there's also the issues he's had with RCA. Coming into this rollout, he did a whole freestyle series on SoundCloud. And the reason why he did the freestyle series on SoundCloud is because the label was basically delaying him from releasing the album. I did a video about this back in January. It didn't reach that many people, so I'm glad that we're growing over here, that I can reiterate what he was saying going into the album talk. So he says, good morning. Let me fill y'all in on something. The reason I started this Slum Tiller shit on SoundCloud is because I got tired of wasting 6+ months for sample clearance just for them to get denied. And I'm speaking on behalf of the 17-year-old Bryson Tiller when I say that. I like to have fun in the studio. If it's not fun, I'm not fucking doing it, and trust me, I won't. Got a whole different career path lined up. Sample clearing ain't fun, thus Slum Tiller was born, an alter ego of mine where I go in the studio, say whatever the fuck I want over Slum Village classics and other Detroit-influenced instrumentals because the legends are in fact from Detroit. I rap because that shit is hella easy and only takes me 3 minutes to do. Y'all want the R&B shit I worked on? Well, it's coming whether you want it or not. BTA is only Tuesdays away. So boom, he did all that, which is where that Whatever She Want track ended up coming out of, turned into a kind of a hit for him. So it's on the album, but it's only there as a bonus. So let's get into the records. The first song that I really fucked with is Attention, which I think is the first song. Basically, he's letting his love interest know that she's got his undivided attention, and he's paying attention to the details. You know, how she dressed, how she like her makeup. You know what I'm saying? The shoes. Like, he's just really observing her and seeing what's going on with her. You know, he's also paying attention to the things that she likes romantically. He's talking about how she's paying attention to what he likes. You know, good R&B shit. I'm not really like a super male oriented R&B fan, but I appreciate what Bryson does. So I like that record. Next up, I like Stay Gold. I like the beat on this a lot. You know what I'm saying? Um, and on the song here, he's telling her that she's worth her weight in gold, not to lose sight of her value. And on this record, he's actually rapping. I'm about to pull up some of his lyrics on there because I like when Bryson raps. I wish he would have rapped a little bit more on the project, to be perfectly honest. On this record, in the rap, he says, why you keep forwarding my calls for? You know that's uncalled for. No matter the occasion, I'ma do what it calls for. Ain't too proud to beg. What you want me to crawl for it? Told you I was with it. All you said you was all for it. You who I belong to, plus who I long for. Supportive type behind you, especially when you on all fours. Oh wow. Arguing while I drive, hopping out, slamming car doors, standing on the things I promised you I won't fall short, spending time and money on you just so we bond more. He talking that shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like super complex, but these type of bars, this type of rap, not everybody can pull off. Even if they said the same lyrics, they might not be able to get into the cadence and the delivery and it be believable. You feel me? Um, where was I at? Where was I at? Spending time, money on just so we bond more. His and her, his and hers, our world, baby. I'm all yours. Aim to please through and through. Pleasures of all sorts. Trust me to steer the ship, with you to wave when I'm on board. Says it again. You know that I'm on board, and the intentions are all pure. Those roses are red. These hundreds are blue. If you the one, then I'm run. Hold on. If you the one, then I'm running in two. Flower child watching you come into bloom. Soon as the wheels touch the runway, I'm coming to you. My spirit lift when you come in the room. So he's spitting. He talking some shit on there. You know what I mean? And in the chorus, he goes, don't you know, girl, you're cold. I'm about to lose control. You know we're tied by soul ties. Whoa. Excuse me. More than worth your weight in gold. Don't you know, girl, you cold. I'm about to lose control. You know what I'm saying? Like, letting you know that she's worth some. You feel me? So there you have that. This was also released as one of his SoundCloud Slum Tiller pieces. So a lot of the raps we see are coming from that collection. But who was on his SoundCloud like that? Another one I like, well, I'm in between. This joint Persuasion featuring Victoria Monet, I like them both as artists. They sound good on the record, but there's something about it that makes me feel like I'm not gonna come back to it that often. You feel me? I like the beat, but it's the way it was written. Like in this song, they're doing like this whole sexual innuendo thing, but all of the lyrics are like when they get to the actual sexual part, they drag it out like they're about to say something specific, and then they drag the word out and go into a different type of word. The first couple times it was cool, but then it became annoying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's staring at me like he want this persuasion. So of course she was finna say this pussy, but she went into persuasion, right? And I'm looking right back at him like I want some of that right? You know what she finna say? She goes into decision. Tonight. He asked if he could grab on all on my absolutely, like all of my ass, absolutely. I'm in no opposition, so I'm just gonna sit on that decision tonight, you know. So it's cool, but then it gets like, okay, that was interesting the first time. I don't want to hear that shit throughout the whole song, right? That's just me though. Some of y'all might like it. It sounds good, but I don't know. Something about it just wasn't all that enticing for me. Funny thing is, I feel like this was a Chris Brown song, and I honestly probably would have liked it more if it was Chris Brown. But I like the beat, I like the vibe. I don't know. Just doesn't feel like something I would play on a normal day. Track that I do like a little bit more is Chow. Even though it's on like a low-key drill beat, I like the vibe of Chow. I like the fact that he's getting into this you got a 2-day trial before I take my time back. You get a 30-day trial before I make my mind that it's a waste. So basically it's like a subscription with your card. You know what I mean? But applying it to a woman. Like, you know how you get a 2-day trial, a 7-day, 14-day trial. You're testing the waters. But if you're not fucking with it, you remove your card. You cancel your subscription. So he's basically saying the same thing with a lady. Like, you get 2 days before I take my time back. If I can't deal with you for 2 days, I'm out. You get a 30-day period before I figure if it's a waste. Like by day 30, if I don't know what's going on with you, we ain't going no further. I'm not finna waste my time in my life with you if shit ain't going right. You know? So I like that record. She don't want no Hallmark card. She want Amex. So he's using his card that way. But on her end, right? She also ain't accepting just no run-of-the-mill cards. Don't give me no card with a goddamn description and a happy birthday in that motherfucker. I want the Amex shit. You know, so he talking about how she's turning him into her sponsor. I like the concept. I wish the song was longer than 2 minutes. But I also like the horn section at the end of the record. I thought that was a nice bookend. That was dope. Next song I like is Rich Boy. Now, obviously, he's sampling Throw Some D's on that record. I was a little bit upset in the beginning when I heard it because I'm like, not Throw Some D's. Everybody finna be hopping on Throw Some D's. We just heard Flo Milli do Throw Some D's a few weeks ago. She had Rich Boy actually in the music video. They say that she put time and effort in and like gave him some money and helped him get cleaned up and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is, but that's what people are saying. So she already kind of did her big one with that, and to hear it being sampled again a few weeks later, I'm like, we finna go into overkill. But when I listened to it on its own merit, I actually like the record. You know what I'm saying? It's not my favorite, but I still added it to my playlist because I don't mind hearing it when it comes on. The next up that I like is called Aeon Lust. First, I like the Aeon Flux reference. If you've never seen that movie with homegirl busting ass, doing her thing, check that out. It came out in the early 2000s, early mid 2000s. Overall, I rock with the beat. Y'all know I'm hip hop to the core, so that already caught my ear. The song, it kind of reminds me of a Brent Faiyaz type of melody and harmony that he had going on there. Sometimes they get lumped into the category together, and sometimes I don't think it's justified. But this is one of the occasions where I feel like it is. You know what I'm saying? If you have not heard the Bryson Tiller album, you should check that out. I know everybody's caught up on the Kendrick and Cole thing, but this is actually a pretty solid project. Next up is Outside, where we have him sampling Yin Yang Twins' Wait. I'm really getting over a lot of the samples. I know we're at that period because, each generation basically samples 20 years back. So that's kind of how it works. When in the 90s, it was like the 70s shit. When we got to the 2000s, people started sampling more of the 80s. And as we progress, it's only going to continue to update. So that gets on my nerves a little bit. But once I overlook that and just accept the song for what it is, I'm like, all right, let me see if I actually like it despite the sample. I like the vibe on it. When he said she had the white nail polish 10 toes down, I was like, oh, unfortunately, Diddy's under investigation for that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is looking at Young Miami's photos trying to pinpoint when she had the white toes and white nails. Like, hey, is this around the same? Are you in the trafficking ring? So unfortunately, that's a reference that we shouldn't really be making right now, unfortunately. But the song is pretty dope. Also, this particular song, Outside, to me, goes into like classic Bryson Tiller vibes where, he always dealing with somebody else's girl, or he's always dealing with a chick who, for whatever reason, can't stop entertaining other niggas. And that's when he seems to make his most potent music. It's the weirdest shit. Like, whenever he could shame a chick into dealing with him, he goes crazy. Toxic. Let's see. Another song on there called Undertow. We actually see Bryson trying his hand at like a country vibe. I don't know if he knew about what Beyonce had going on with Cowboy Carter, if this was made in that interim, or if he already had this in the tuck and was planning this way ahead of time. I don't know. But he actually sounds good on here. You actually hear him flexing his vocals. His vocals are front and center, kind of what I was talking about with the interview that we got into before that, where he said that he wants to showcase a lot more of his singing talent, show people that he has a stronger voice than what you've heard from him in the past. So I thought that was interesting. This is not something that I'm going to keep coming back to and playing, but I thought he did a good job. And then, like I mentioned in the beginning, Whatever She Wants is a bonus, even though that basically served as the single. Now, what I do find interesting about this project is listening or reading the interview. You would think he was going to be going way outside of the box or doing something that's like super out of the ordinary. And I got to say, that's not what I received. I received a solid project, but it feels like 2024 trap soul. Excuse me. It don't sound like the trap soul that came out almost 10 years ago, but based on his vocal tone, based on his perspective being shaped from like hip hop and always having like the hip hop beats and stuff like that, it still ends up coming across like soul trap. No matter how many runs he tries to do or nothing like that, you know what I mean? It still feels trap soul because that's his genre, that's his lane. He's always going to be labeled as that. So that's my assessment of the Bryson Tiller self-titled project. And last but not least, we have Doja Cat's Scarlet 2, Claude Frollo. Okay, on the first song, it's called Acknowledge Me. There's 7 new songs on the deluxe. I like how the project opened up with a soul sample. That's just me. It doubles down on the fact that Doja is still in rap mode. She's not veering from that. This whole Scarlet rollout, this whole Scarlet period of her career is all about the raps, except for like Agora Hills and shit like that. In this particular Acknowledge Me record, we basically have her talking to her love interest, breaking down all of the things that she does with him and or for him, but she doesn't want to be judged or have any of it thrown in her face. Like, you know, and I don't think anybody wants that. You feel me? In this song, she does make mention of Cardi B, which I see some people being very critical of. Some people are even speculating on whether or not she was trying to diss Cardi B. I'll be honest, I don't feel like it was a diss. I thought it was an interesting reference that she made, but I didn't feel like it was a Cardi diss. Where's the lyric? So I just go through the verse. She says, another glass broke the other glass. Technically, it wasn't me. I'm sober now. You get all in the mood when it's overcast. I get in the mood. Get the fuck out of here. I can't stand when I go on Genius and some random ass shit start playing, bro. I could have smacked the shit out of somebody right now. But she say another glass broke another glass. Broke the other glass. Technically, it wasn't me. I'm sober now. You get all in the mood when it's overcast. I get all in the mood when it's over cash. I'm over that. You notice that. Other couples be cussing and fighting over tabs about who's paying for it. Baby, take another tab. I ain't with that. You're talking about some acid. That we don't get onto that. Come and hold her ass. Don't you ever in life call me Doja Cat. So she don't want her man to call her Doja Cat. Call her by her real name or maybe a pet name or some shit. She says, I don't sign titties on my coffee dates. I emptied out the motherfucking coffee, mate. I could show you crazy if you call me cray. She say, I ate pussy for you. Don't you call me gay. So basically, he wanted a 3-way. She went and did that, but don't you ever call her gay. You out here acting like you sniffing on some Carly Ray, Cartier on you, but you barking like you Cardi B. Okay? So you got high-end luxurious Cartier on you, but you barking like Cardi B. Like, cause you know, Cardi, she can get very loud. She could get very, you know what I'm saying? She say, you ain't stupid, but you probably ain't as smart as me. I told the concierge to change the lock for the apartment key. So now your ass ain't welcome back. Okay? Cause you taking me for granted type shit. So that's the Cardi B reference in there. Some of y'all may still feel like she's throwing shots. I can't change your mind. But that's where that conversation comes from. Okay? And because of that, Doja Cat is insisting she does not get into rap beefs and says that the fans are grasping for straws. Okay? So she says, no one has done anything for me to even want to begin to diss them. All my peers been nice as fuck and welcoming of me. Please stop fucking grasping for straws here. I don't play these games you all are playing. It's incredibly childish and quite frankly the most depressing shit I've ever come across on the internet. Grow the fuck up. I don't get in rap beefs. She says, my whole timeline is people theorizing. Oh, no. Somebody came to her and said, my whole timeline is theorizing who you might be dissing, even though you've made it clear multiple times you don't diss your peers. Doja says, I'm dissing the man in the song, saying he's barking like a woman, calling him a bitch, but that goes over anyone's heads who's smooth-brained, right? Somebody came to her and said, that's hip-hop, though, rooted in battle rap, but I get your point. She says, I know, but I don't battle people, okay? So that's her stance on the situation. Furthermore, on Disrespectful, I like this joint too. I like the beat. I like how she low-key jumped into her Erykah Badu register in one of the parts on the chorus. And in this song, she's hyping up her dude, but points out that she eventually, once she's with him long enough, she'll be pointing out his flaws, stuff like that. You'll have to hear it for yourself. I like the record, but I did not like the second part of the song or the ending of it. There's a song on there called Okay Loser. It's more so, upbeat, popping her shit. And people are suspecting that the second verse on this particular song is going at perhaps Azealia Banks. The lyrics go, and I said, loser, loser, loser. Why the fuck these bitches always coming out the woodwork? Don't know why she mad, cause bitch, I ain't did nothing to her. She just out here plotting on my ass. I call her Stewart. She the lowest. She so down and out. I'll sue her. Grow the fuck up. Act your age. You immature. Maybe one day you gonna create some allure. Maybe one day you'll be great and go on tour. Right? Like me. I don't feel like these are good diss lyrics. Hopefully they're not aimed at anybody. But again, the speculation is that she's going at Azealia Banks. Some people might have even felt like she was going at Nicki. I think a little bit of reach. I would hope if you're gonna diss somebody, you go a little harder, to be frank. And then the last song that I like is called Head High. I think this song is pretty tough. Might be my favorite from the deluxe. I like when she's on her soulful bag. The rap on here is actually pretty dope. And I like the fact that she stayed consistent, and even with the deluxe, she didn't delve into super poppy rap. Unfortunately, I think that's also going to backfire on her with her deal with RCA. If this project doesn't perform to the standard of what they're looking for, doesn't bring in the amount of money and profit that they're looking for, she going to be definitely back to doing pop hits next year. Because it's gonna be like, we gave you the freedom and the range to do your artsy project. When labels let you do your artsy project, they already suspect that it's going to fail, but they give you enough rope to hang yourselves theoretically for them, so that they can say, when we gave you the opportunity to do exactly what you wanted, it didn't work. So get in with our people, get in with our team, whatever. I don't know how many albums she has left with the label. Hopefully she could get out of her contract sooner than later. But again, if this Scarlet project, Scarlet 2 Deluxe thing don't go where it needs to go, she's going to find herself in a bad predicament. So those are the 3 new projects that I wanted to talk to y'all about. If y'all haven't, go check them out. Get a good listen, get an assessment on them for yourself. Let me know what you think after you check them out. I think out of the 3, my favorite probably is the Bryson Tiller, but I like the Glow a lot. I think the Doja project is solid, but I probably won't be revisiting it like that. So out of these three, I like two. Of course, I like the J. Cole project that dropped as well. We talked about that, but when it came to the Kendrick Lamar diss, I thought it was a little weak. I thought it was a little bit miscalculated, if I must say. I don't like the fact that he tries to respond, and people keep telling me Cole is throwing warning shots, but how are you throwing warning shots at a nigga that already done smacked you? We're not going to get into that debate on here right now because I want y'all to check out that actual video where we had that conversation and niggas was definitely mad at your boy. But I want to take this time to go ahead and say thank you to everybody for tuning in with me. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all insiders for staying, becoming insiders. I got so much more on the way. I greatly appreciate y'all. Much love and respect. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch y'all later, all right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.